Hey guys, me and team here. Welcome to a new edition of Let's Play Civilization 5. And let's get started with a setting up of a game. I will go with the random civilization, difficulty. Well, let's go into advanced setup. Difficulty definitely needs to be higher than Chieftain, especially for Civ 5. Quick combat is a yes. And okay, I think we're all set here. Let's go. Looks like I have Oda Nobunaga of the Japanese Empire. Yeah, that unique ability is pretty good militarily, but a little bit overrated. It's not quite as strong as it sounds. You still have less hit points, so even if you're fighting at full strength, it still takes less rounds of combat to kill you. So, take your pick. I mean, it's better than something like Barbary Corsairs. Probably not as good as something as, say, the Chinese unique ability, or the total package you get from, say, the Greeks, for example. Anyway, it looks like I will have significant benefit by going 1 southwest, so I will do so. And settle. Oh, I even see some ruins right away. I'm also going to get a scout going. Excellent. And research. Okay, this is forest, so I don't need I don't need bronze working in the clear it, only mining in this game. So I will probably go. Oh, I don't know, because fishing is a pretty big priority for me too right now. Sailing. Sorry, fishing is a Civilization 4 technology. You start with whatever concept that had in Civ 5, so whatever. And then it looks like I will want to be going for pottery and then either calendar or sailing. We'll see how my mood comes when we get there. Alright, so on to the next turn. And this is post-patch. That's right, a patch was released recently, a couple days ago in fact. So a lot of the problems that were in the game that were completely game-breaking, like having permanent deals, for example, that were not supposed to be permanent, and things along those lines were patched out. So that's nice. Looks like I'm going to be heading over to these ruins next. So there is some benefit. Also, I've been playing this game, well, not nearly as much as I played Civilization 4. I've been playing this game enough to at least have a general idea of how to play it. So I can bring something to the table in that regard now. I'm not going to be totally worthless and having to read these social policies as I'm going. So this will be better than the quality you've seen up until now. As for my social policy strategy this game, well, it was going to depend to an extent on my start, who I got as a leader or whatever, but I'm going to be biased towards the commerce tree. Unless I have a lot of early warfare to do, then I'm going to be going honor. The reason I like commerce is, especially for coastal civs, anyone who spawns on the coast, or you have someone like England or the Ottomans, you get the merchant navy, and that really helps with production in a game where production is painfully scarce. But also, the benefits on this side of the tree are not too bad either. Cheaper purchases of items, and even happiness from luxury resources. So, it's not a bad tree. Another good tree is piety. I might actually go piety. We will see. This particular bonus here, theocracy, with the 20% reduction of unhappiness from number of citizens, allows your cities to grow quite a bit. You can rely on the luxury resources themselves for a city settled and do a decent amount. Also, if you have a good happiness surplus early, you can really abuse the mandate of heaven to keep yourself in a good way. And given the amount of happiness resources I have access to right from the start of the game, I have 2 happiness resources. Third one, pretty readily accessible. I mean, there's a barbarian camp blocking it off, but other than that, nothing too bad. It's just, I can get a lot of happiness surplus early in the game, and classical's a little bit earlier, so I might actually go with the piety tree, especially since I've not showed that yet. Although I do not believe I've showed anything in the commerce line other than the luxury resources either. Anyway, I'm not going to adopt the policy right now. And I haven't met anyone yet, which is a good sign for this to be a not super aggressive game. I do not remember what map settings I was using, so that's a bit unfortunate. Forget where I would go to check. No, not advisors. Social policies menu, options. Okay, I don't know where you'd go to look for that, because I usually know, so I have not had occasion to check for it. I would assume it'd be something like this, or no. Well, there you go. I have no idea. So we're just going to pretend it's either continents or Pangea or Fractal, because those are the ones I've been playing the most recently. So it's a little bit of an added extra element of difficulty in a game that seems to lack it. Hello to Cape Town. And I've got a scout out, so I'll take a look up here, but probably I'm going to want to be going down here and helping out with what my warrior is doing. You know, in terms of what to build, really not a lot of options here that will bring me anything of consequence. I do want to grow, however. I'm not quite ready to stagnate. Workers won't really bring me much in the immediate future, so I'm thinking a monument would not be a bad investment here. Yeah, because I'm going to want to be working some of these tiles. They're good tiles. There we go. Now I meet Cape Town for a gift of 30 gold. Excellent. Oh, there may be some stuff up here after all. Well, that's why you scout. And I do play America a lot, and I gotta tell you, I miss Manifest Destiny already. Wow, that's a nice ability. It's not like the best in the game, but if you get used to it, it kind of sucks not having it. Seriously. Alrighty. So I actually have a good bit of land in either direction. And I'm going to try to settle specifically for luxury resources, and I'm leaning towards abusing the piety path this game. And it is pretty good, so that's that. That will mean that I will be wanting calendar soonish, as well as sailing, like I said at the start of this. Oh, come on. There we go, Copenhagen. Hi, Copenhagen. Wait a minute. Ruins are explored. What is this? Oh my, maritime, that's irrational, maritime hostile. Well, hostile's not great, but since it's maritime, it's abusable. I would say maritime's a little bit overpowered. So, yeah. Gotta go for that when you can. In my first Civ video, I made quite a bit of a mistake taking out all the city-states that I took out because they are very high return in terms of buying them out. It's really not worth it to conquer most of them unless they're just, unless there's something that that's either hostile and a bunch of other city-states hate it or something like that. Okay, then you can take it out for the tremendous amount of influence with the remaining city-states. I could guess, like, in a more multiplayer setting, you might take them out just so that somebody can't backdoor diplomacy you, if the game gets to the point where it lasts that long, which I doubt, but you never know. Apparently one of those ruins upgraded my warrior to a spear. You guys probably caught that before I did, but what can you do? And yeah, there's a good chance that there's other AIs that I haven't met yet that I can meet before astronomy, but it really does look like I have a lot of room. So this may be a peaceful game, which is a good change up from the way my previous game went. Oh, by the way, I am pausing my scout's movement there so that the barbarian brute cannot easily attack me in the flatlands, which would just be total face stomping. I think a worker next, and thus calendar before sailing, just to get a little bit of a head start on tile improvements and what have you. And like I mentioned before, I will be prioritizing the happiness resources quite heavily. I do have calendar already, so I will probably drop down for the gems, try to get the barb camp out of the way. Also, we'll settle the silver ASAP, maybe even to the point of settling on top of it, and work from there. Maybe I can pick up incense from Cape Town. I just want a lot of surplus happiness early in the game to get some culture, some policies out. Very useful. Alrighty. Yeah, in this game it's not as bad to start isolated as it was in, say, Civilization 4, because research agreements are not insignificant, but they're not nearly like tech trading, where you could just broker techs around like crazy and catch up within a couple turns. Here we go. Got the Siamese. Nothing really to do here. And the Siamese are probably in this direction. I don't see... Well, they could be off that way and they just scouted awkwardly, but that's not terribly likely. Looks like I might have a chance of beating them to the ruins. Alright, a natural wonder. It's always nice to find those nice, easy sources of happiness if you can find them. Really makes scouting a little bit nicer as well than you might otherwise have. And I might go for the Siamese without diverging from my social policy plans, just because they're reasonably easy to take down. No. I will take gold for giving you open borders. Yeah, they'll be easier to take down than to deal with later. And I won't really need that much power to take them out. Oop, might lose out there finally from my scout. Scout brought me pretty good returns though. I mean, I had to invest hammers into them, but I got some rewards from the city ruins, so not too bad. All right, choose production. Now I think a worker is in order. Well, yeah, I will be able to improve that by the time he's done. Then I'll build one workboat to get one of these up and work my way into classical. Go! And there's the Siamese. Okay. Let's not antagonize that barbarian encampment more than I need to do. Might also want to consider bringing my warrior back, or, well, now it's... Actually, that's a pike. Very early in the game to have a pike. And I don't have any experience accrued on it yet. I could seriously consider attacking the Siamese right away. There's a good chance I'd take it this early in the game. If their capital strength is anywhere near the strength of my capital, they are pretty helpless. So I'm going to wrap around here and see what kind of defenses he's pulling. And we might have a very early KO just by pure city ruin luck. Always a plus. Yes, it is looking very likely that I will be able to pull off just that. Awesome. I enjoy the thought of this very much. So here we go. And just because in the past I've had trouble with things like this, we're going to make a backup save. Really not so much to reload, but just in case the game glitches out on me or something. And I can't be too careful when it comes to this, especially when it comes to recording. It would suck to be recording and just lose the war, or lose the recording of the war and be like, oh yeah, by the way, the Siamese were killed. No. Wait a minute, do I have my moves? Yes. Always good to exercise caution, viewers. Always good. Whoa, he did a little side jig. Oh, there's no reason to be so upset. It's only death. You won't feel it much later. Oh man, there's a warrior there and everything. I don't know how people get away with these cheeses early in the game, but hey, there you go. Yep, I lose. Not a big deal. No, I'm gonna reload. But what I should do is I should end off the video here. I'm obviously gonna need to rebuild a unit to defend myself against barbarians after my worker. And I'm going to cut the video off first to make sure it's working properly, and second because I am on the time limit. So that will be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. The Me and Team signing off on Let's Play Civilization 5.